Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Alina, thank you so much for being on the program. We're doing our very best here to accept a W, which is a guilty verdict for the Bidens, see that as a framework and a groundwork to be laid for the criminality of the Bidens, and then continue the pressure going forward to get after the Bidens' real crimes. Is that the strategy that you see?
Yeah, I think so. I think that we can't look at this as a big W. I think it is a bit more of a ruse, to be honest. Them trying to change the Trump narrative from the dual system of justice that I know all too well to, hey, look at us, we're being fair and impartial. No, you're not. They took three things that he did. The jury obviously found him guilty, but the guy was smiling leaving court. I mean, that's just not realistic, number one. Number two, I don't want to see the small stuff to make up for the big crimes. And that's what we are seeing. There are people that commit real crimes. That's not Donald Trump. We've heard and seen copies of checks. We've seen that America is for sale effectively under this administration. And that's unacceptable to me. And those are the real issues that I think a Trump second administration would have to examine and make sure that at no point do we put the office of the presidency or the American public's interest second to a personal financial gain.
So there seems to be so much evidence that would tie the Biden family to not just Ukraine, Russia, Kazakhstan, China, and influence peddling around the globe. That's something that has been called out by Charlie Kirk and Stephen Miller, Vivek, and a bunch of our friends on this program, saying those are the real crimes, and they refuse to prosecute those crimes. Why are they refusing to prosecute those crimes? What would that prosecution actually look like?
Probably far worse than the fake hoaxes that they brought against my client, because those would involve a couple allies that have probably paid a pretty penny to be protected. The fact that, this image right here has been our lives for the past few years with President Trump in an effort to take down the biggest voice in America that's for America and to silence him. But the actual corruption is not being examined, which is in the current administration. And there's no question that after listening to the gentleman that was just on prior, how is that not bribery, what he just said? That is. I mean, it's clear as day. Instead, you've got President Trump being convicted in the state of New York for something he didn't do. He was in the Oval Office. There was an accountant that booked a legal expense as a legal expense. And they're saying that's a crime. Meanwhile, you can take money, sell America, weaponize people that are killing women, raping women, and we're supposed to act like that's okay. America's supposed to be the example. And I really can't wait until November. I hope that it's a strong change for us to get back to the America we know and to clean house. Politicians are not supposed to be getting rich off inside information and foreign policies and deals. It's just not the way you're supposed to do it. It's a sacrifice to go into an administration. But we're seeing the opposite, frankly.
So would you be in favor of a special counsel being appointed to simply establish a fact pattern here and to do what the American people would require in this instance? I mean, again, a special counsel cleared Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump's a Russian agent. No, he's not, right? Like that's established. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I think more importantly, look, number one, you have to start there. You have to have an investigation. You have to do it. You have to do it methodically, and you have to do it fairly. And I always say that Constitution matters. I don't care what your politics are. We have to be fair, but we have to dig. And you have to look. And you have to look at the right things. You don't get to spy on people for the sake of spying on them because they're your political opponent. You don't get to make up cases against them. I'm saying real crimes, real issues, they need to be handled. The American people, I think, are very sick of seeing people get called in, subpoenaed, but nothing happens. I know I'm sick of it. So I think there needs to be accountability. We need to get the American people to trust, again, the Department of Justice. I think that has been lost on a lot of Americans under Merrick Garland, frankly. And I think that we need to fix it and fix it very quickly because, you really only have a couple years when you're in there to get things moving. And that's not retribution. That's called American balance. We need to be balanced again. We need to stop going after political opponents. We need to start caring about America first. So yeah, I think absolutely there needs to be special counsel. We need to wipe out any corrupt AGs and DAs that may have backed by radical left financial, invested people, radical right. I don't care what side you're on. We can't have that in the American justice system. We just can't.
Just really quickly here, final question. What do these Hunter Biden prosecutions mean? You called them a ruse. So can you talk to me about what the strategy is here? They're just going to slap him on the wrist, right? Yeah. Does he get a pardon from Joe Biden? What's the actual, what do you believe that the DOJ and the Biden regime strategy is here with Hunter?
You want my hypothetical, what I actually think they're doing? I think that they're trying to make it look like everything is fair. I think that they have to save face. I think that the three federal counts that he was convicted of, whether they even send him to jail for a month, a week, I think it'll get pushed. And then I think that when Joe Biden loses, he will pardon him on his last day. I think that I think they're struggling. I think they're struggling for credibility, and they're trying to use this case to find a little bit of credibility. And it's not working, for me at least. For me, I'm seeing it as, okay, hey, look, we did not have a dual system of justice. All those crazy MAGA people, they're just making it up. No, we still do, because you made up what you went after Trump for. And this is not made up. This is somebody who has a serious, the laptop from hell that they denied is now a fact. The, the drugs, the hookers, the whatever. If this was Donald Trump's kids, this would never be tried and heard a few months out of the election. It would have been done immediately, because they have no mercy when you're a Trump. And that's why I say it's a ruse. They're saying we're fair. You're not fair. You're not fair at all. What I've lived with President Trump, which has been a very small amount of what he's actually gone through, is not fair. The judges, the corruption, the AGs, the DAs going after him for nothing. It's not fair. And it's frankly not fair to the American people, because we're allowed to get to vote for who we want. And they're trying to stop us from that. It's election interference.
It's remarkable what you brought up right there with election interference and the laptop, and that they knew it was all real. They all knew it was real. Every one of them knew that they admitted it's real. They said they have 18,000 pages of information, data from it. And then the FBI actively operated behind the scenes to go to X and to go to Facebook and to say it's disinformation. They ran war games for its release, and they did that to rig the election. I mean, they're on its face.
It's censorship. It's censorship. It's what they do in Russia. It's what they do in China. It's what they do in third world countries. They don't do this to Americans. We're not supposed to censor. We're not supposed to control what you see on TV and control what you read. I would not allow that. I'm very much in line with Elon Musk's philosophy. Censorship is just not okay. And by censoring and pulling back and hiding information, that's just not the FBI and DOJ's job. And it's disappointing to me that they would lower their standards like that. It really is.
Nobody was punished. So it's like, as a parent, it's like nobody was punished. So the behavior is going to continue. The bad behavior is going to continue until somebody gets punished. Yeah. Hopefully your boss goes in and actually deliver some spankings. Alina, thank you so much for being on the program, as ever. And everybody go follow Alina, as ever. And y'all know her, 240,000 Patriots. Can't be wrong. On to victory. Hopefully see you soon. We'll be on I'm sure you'll be at the convention. And
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll be. That's right. Well, yeah, okay, all right. More questions for another time. Please join the program soon. 100%. Thank you, Alina.
Thanks.
All right.